Welcome to NerdPod Generation, episode 179. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Jetsam. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies.
So before we get into it, I just want to get our spiel out of the way. So this is 179, so if you is first time listening to us, please go to nerdpodgen.com. There are links on our website to not only the most recent episode, there are links to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, also links to YouTube, where Al has been putting up clips and full episodes of our show for you to listen to. There's not really anything to see other than our awesome logo, but you can at least listen to us on the go through YouTube. Please go back, listen to our back catalog. It's loaded with great stuff, and we are just coming back to the second episode from a hiatus, so we are raring to go, and we have a lot to talk about in our watch, play, read. I usually start with banter, but I know the banter coming out on your end at least completely hinges on what you're going to talk about and watch, play, read.
Is it the dead look in my eyes or the fact that my soul is splayed out on the floor?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
So we are starting our watch, play, read, folks, which is how we start every episode with the lovely Al Jelsson.
Yeah. Hi, friends and enemies. Okay. So if it sounds like I got run over, it's because I emotionally was fully run over yesterday. We're recording this the afternoon after the Bills Broncos game. It has not even been a full 24 hours. And we've talked on this show about this show kind of being therapy at times.
Yes.
About it being like a chance to kind of get stuff off our chests and feel like we have a sounding board and even just get our opinions out there. Oh, Doc, it was a bad day, Doc. It was bad, man. It was bad. Okay, so I don't even really know where to begin. I'd
say the first half was the big problem.
Well, so let's start, I guess, at the very beginning. It's always a very good place to start. The beginning of the game was so promising because the defense stepped up. We had some good 3-and-outs. They made some good stands. Josh got some good points on the board. But, nothing lasts forever. And Sean Payton is a wonderkin. I guess not a wonderkin anymore. He's too old to be a wonderkin now, but he was a wonderkin for a long time at being an offensive coordinator, and so it's going to bust through, even though it's Bo Nix, who I still like. Here's the thing. I want to preface everything that I'm about to say with a viewpoint, which might not be fair, but I'm also 38 years old, so I'm going to just put it out there. All right, I'm older than most characters in movies from the 90s, where you're like, oh, they're only supposed to be 31 because they look like they're 45. All of the remaining quarterbacks in the AFC are children to me. They're children running around in jerseys and being talked about like they're men. None of them are men. They're all children. I think all of them were born after 9/11. Let that sink in. Like, if not, then they were so young as to not remember a world before 9/11. They are babies. They're babies, quote the Shredder. So every time one of these little fuckhead kids comes into my yard and fucks around, and the guys who are supposed to stop the fucking around don't do it, it really pisses me off. Because I'm sitting here being like, it's a child.
Yeah.
He's a child. Put him on the ground. I think back to, what coach was it? Who said the quarterback must go down. Oh, it was Al Davis. It wasn't a coach. It was the owner of the Raiders, Al Davis. The quarterback must go down hard within the first 3 plays of the game. You're sending a message. You're planting these guys in the ground. I know we don't play football that way anymore, but you can still kind of like get the message across.
If anyone watched that Pittsburgh game, that's what Houston did to Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. If anybody watched that Houston game for Buffalo, that's what they did to Josh Allen.
Yep.
You put him on his ass and you make sure he knows how hard it's going to be today. And the defense started out doing okay, but didn't get it all done. There were a lot of almost turnovers that would have been so useful. But it's going okay. So the Broncos come back. They get 7. They got 3 the first drive. They get 7. They get, they're up to 10.
Well, wasn't the 7 a kick return, though?
No, there wasn't a kick return.
Oh, I thought that was...
No, that was the Seahawks game.
That was Seahawks game,
yeah.
that's right.
Which opened with a kick return. That was the opening kickoff, which, last I checked, it was not going well. I haven't checked the final.
Oh, they destroyed it.
Yeah, it was not good.
6 or something
it was not good. It was bad.
They bombed them.
Which I wish was going to be the story today, but it's not. It's not. The story is going to be about what happened with the Bills. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the Broncos get the ball coming up on the 2-minute warning. And they're driving down the field. And the defense is kind of puttering. They're not making really good stops. We've had some injuries. It's not going great. And so the Broncos push downfield. And you're like, oh, maybe we can hold them to 3. Mm-hmm. No, touchdown. Okay, fine. We have 55 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts. We have the ball at the beginning of the second half. I understand wanting to push the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. So we start out, we get moving, we make our way upfield slowly, and about the 3rd or 4th play, we have, I think at that point, about 10 seconds left in the half. Josh gets pressured, pushed out of the pocket, guts the middle, runs upfield. Okay, great, no problem. He's going, he's chugging. 3 Broncos come up on him hard. And Josh is looking at the clock and thinking, we're not going to have time. It's time for chicanery. Mm. And he lops it backwards. This is not a fumble. This was not he got turned around and lost control of the ball.
Yeah.
This was he lateraled it to no one. No one was there. No one. And so the ball just lands on the ground.
Yeah.
And like 8 Broncos are there. Mm. And I think Knox was in the vicinity. Mm-hmm. But there's no chance. There's absolutely no chance that we're going to recover this. There's 2 seconds left. We were at the 30. Josh gave them 3 points for free. He said, I don't want them. I thought I wanted them, but then at the last second I decided I didn't want them. Mm-hmm. And here's 3 points. So now, instead of going into the half down 7, we go into the half down 10 for our own stupidity, which hasn't... The points are a problem. Mm. The bigger problem is the emotional cave-in of that moment. That is so damning. You can't do that, man. We already had a fumble by Cooks at that point. We can't have stupidity. And this is like... I came into this game believing, right? For anybody who... I don't know if I've talked too much about this. For the longest time, because of his decision-making, I've referred to Josh Allen as Tall Boy. The name came from the colloquialism of a very tall can of beer, but also it was that he was very boyish when he came into the league. He was obviously very tall, but he would also make these cataclysmically stupid decisions. I'm looking at the game against the Texans in 2018, where it was the first time we really had a chance in the playoffs doing anything, and he just did the same exact thing where he lateraled it almost to Knox, but not really to anyone in particular, and it just gave away points for no reason. And he very much is the second coming of Brett Favre. He does this every once in a while, where he'll decide, oh, the best thing for me to do right now is to risk everything. Yeah. I can't say no. If there's a chance, I have to take it. And it's like, dude, it's like a 0.00001% chance that this is going to work out. What the fuck are you thinking? So coming into this game, I had stopped calling him Tall Boy. That was like the big push for me. It was like, if you get to the Super Bowl, you'll be Tall Man. And then this season, the fact that there was nothing around him and he was still propelling us to greatness, I started calling him Atlas. Because he's tall. He holds up the entire team. We all ride on his back. He's Atlas. I was sitting here being like, if he gets to the Super Bowl, I might get a custom jersey that's a 17 that says Atlas on it. Nice. And I wanted to believe. And then the damnedest thing happened, and he's no longer Atlas. He's all the way back down to tall boy. Like on the low end of the tall boy spectrum. Like he's lost all the respect from what the fuck are you I feel like Brett Favre, the Minnesota Vikings commentator, who when
he threw that
Terry
pick.
Porter
Yep.
got the interception, and he yells, "What the hell are you thinking, man? This isn't just some game. This is the playoffs."
Yeah.
And that's all I could think is just like, what the fuck are you thinking? And why now? Why do it now? Are you insane? What the fuck is wrong with you? We all have intrusive thoughts. You don't do it. You know? I passed by a cop who was just sitting in the park, and I wanted to pull over and yell obscenities at him, but I didn't do it. We all have intrusive thoughts. Why did you let this one win? What the actual fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And so, coming to the second half, I put on the rally cap. I'm doing the whole thing because we're in it. And I remember the rally monkey, and I remember the Angels in, what was it, 05, 04, something like that. And I'm just like, come on, we can do this. We can do this. If we're a great team, this is what me and my dad always say back and forth to each other, is when we dig ourselves into these kind of pits or we find ourselves up against the wall, we say, great teams find a way to get out of those situations. And so I'm sitting here like, if we're a great team, we can find a way out of this situation. But Alan, if we don't, it's 100% on you.
Yeah.
We have to win, and ideally we have to win by more than 3, and we certainly can't lose by 3, because otherwise, where did the 3 come from, Alan? Where did the 3 come from, Josh? Everything starts turning around. Alan starts pulling the system back in. Cook is still cooking. We're getting things done. But I'm also watching as these Bronco receivers are making these fantastic catches. And I'm just sitting here looking at Brandon Cooks, who has a record that I couldn't believe. I haven't looked it up, but CBS gave it, so I have to assume it's true, which was that he, at one point in the game, got his 40th postseason catch and has never scored a touchdown in the postseason.
Really?
That's what the telestrator
40
said.
catches, no touchdowns.
40 catches, no touchdowns. And I turn to Brandon Beane and I say, but are you sure? Are you sure you didn't want to bring in help at the deadline? Because at this point, I would have overpaid.
Yeah.
I've been talking about giving up a 2 for DJ Moore. I would have given up a 1 for DJ Moore. That's a significant overpay. That's an insane overpay. But it's better than this. Whatever the fuck this is. Josh is pulling us back into the game, slowly but surely, slowly but surely. The tight ends are doing their work, slowly but surely, slowly but surely. And we finally come back up on top. Defense is holding. Offense is clicking. 24-23. Okay. Broncos drive downfield, have another strong drive on the backs of these very good receivers, which is ironic because the big thing this year has been that the running defense has been abysmal and the passing defense has actually been pretty good. They were like, I think, 3rd in the NFL in passing defense, but they were like 29th in the NFL in rushing defense. You know what wasn't the problem this game? Rushing. You know what was the problem? The thing that McDermott prides himself on? The thing that was driving me crazy last week against the Jaguars because we kept on giving up these gash runs because McDermott refused to play against the run. He was only playing against the pass. The damnedest thing happened. The passing game gave out. And so now the Broncos are driving downfield. They score 7. Okay. And I'm sitting here being like, okay, Josh. All right, man. You remember that 3 that you gave up? Because I remember that 3 that you gave up because we would have been in a much better position if you hadn't given up that extra 3 points that you definitely didn't need to give up. So Josh takes us downfield. We get a good score. Fine, whatever. Overtime. And all I can think of in overtime isn't, he's going to do it. It isn't, we got this. It isn't, we can still make this happen. It's that nagging thought in the back of my mind of 3 points. That kick for overtime that Prater put through, that should have won the game.
Yeah.
That should have been the game-winning score. But instead, it merely tied us so we could go to overtime. And I'm just so mad.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't be here. This is all because of one stupid play by Josh. One outrageously, incomprehensibly idiotic play by the man who is supposed to be the best player on the team, and is, to his credit, he is. But I went to the Buccaneers game last year, and in line for food, just after halftime, Josh gave up a fumble. And the fumble was off of a stupid lateral that he didn't need to make. And the guy ahead of me turns around and he says, why does he do that? He's great so much of the time, and then he does this. And I'm like, oh my God, I know. I am still not over that lateral against Houston. There have been so many of these plays in the postseason where he just thinks, I gotta do it, and then he does it, and it's a terrible idea. And you're just left scratching your head like, what the fuck are you thinking? You would have done better to throw it out of bounds. What the fuck are you thinking? What possible idea did you have that you thought that this was going to work? I understand. He thought somebody was behind him. He, probably Knox or someone who's always around the area. He was like, oh, there's got to be someone. Well, there were, but, none of the guys that we wanted. So we get into overtime, and it's just this back and forth. This is the thing. They gave me hope. They gave me hope because we stopped the Broncos on the first drive of overtime. That's unheard of. It's a 3-and-out in overtime. The Broncos have to punt. We don't have to score a touchdown. We just have to get a field goal.
Yes. We
just need a field goal. We don't need a touchdown. None of this, do you kick off or do you receive so you know if you need to go for 2 or not on which. None of it. We got the stop. The thing everybody wants in an overtime game. You got to stop. And a punt. It was 4th and 10. There was no way they were going for it. It was a punt. Great. We have it. Let's regroup. Let's go forward. We're pinned deep. Okay, no problem. We keep marching forward. We keep marching forward. We keep marching forward. We're at about the 40-yard line. But the drive keeps sputtering out. It just can't hold water, and we keep hitting these long third downs. We need about 20 yards. Now, that's not a big pass, but it's not a small pass. Realistically, we need 10 yards to continue the drive.
Yes.
There's 10 minutes left in the game.
Yes.
So there's now 3 options on the table because we're not going to be able to run it. It's a 4-down territory. It's 3rd and 10. We need 10 yards. So the best option is a screen or a mid-range pass that's going to get us near the sticks so that on worst case scenario, Josh can snowplow it over the line and we get a first down. 2, you go for a surprise mid-range attack and try and get into field goal range in one play and get the first down. So now you have time to play with and you're in field goal range and you're putting pressure on the defense. Or the really stupid 3rd idea that Brady drew up, so he is to blame a little bit. Let's take it all.
Throw it deep to the guy that's new to the team.
And hasn't caught shit this season. Every time he comes close, he's close, but it's not a catch. It keeps bouncing away from him. It's just off his hands. It's just out of reach because he's short. He's like my height. He's like 5'11". And Josh just bombs these long shots, and the idea is that he's going to be fast enough to catch up to them. But you know what? He's also my age. He's like 33, 34, which in NFL terms is ancient. Especially for a quote-unquote speedy receiver. Let's not forget, this guy played for the Patriots in, I believe, the Eagles Super Bowl. The first one. With Nick Folk and fucking Peterson.
Yeah.
So, that Brandon Cooks. This is the guy that all of our hopes are on. Ball comes down right in between him and the other guy. The guy covering him. And this is where I guess the controversy begins because he has partial possession.
Yes.
Rolls over and the other guy grabs it from him and they call it an interception. Now, I am the chief commanding officer of the tinfoil dunce cap brigade. I'm here for all the conspiracies when it comes to the NFL keeping the Bills out of the playoffs. I'm here to tell you, the only guy to be mad at wears 17. This had nothing to do with the Zebras. This had nothing to do with a bad whistle or anything. If you want to argue anything, it's that some of those whistles came really late for some reason when the play was clearly over and you're just waiting for chicanery to happen.
See, the only credence I will give for this play, not the pass interferences, which
those were pretty blatant pass interference.
The one credence I give this play with the conspiracy theorists is you would think in this situation, in this game, with this team, you would go out of your way to make it look like you're reviewing the play from every angle. Mm-hmm. I didn't gauge that from them. I've seen the replay of how they did they pretty much were like, no, it is. We're just done.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you should really maybe do your official timeout, say the play's under review, give it 2-3 minutes to really look at it from every angle.
Yeah.
They went by it really fast.
And that's going to irritate this fan base.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like NFL is so stupid. That would be the easiest way. Stick with your gameplay. Like if you think it's an interception, fine, stick with it. Give it its due diligence.
At least do the miming
of
like, oh, we're looking at it.
Because even McDermott, he called a timeout wanting them to do it.
Yeah.
And they still didn't take it. It's like, dude, you're being like thrown a bone by the team saying, listen, you really should do this for your own. And look at the shitstorm today. It's all over the place.
Yeah. No, and I will sit here as a guy who still is mad that someone on the other side of the field called the down line for Josh last year. I'm still mad about that. That was still bullshit. Because like that would have been, not for nothing. I kind of love the idea of going to the Super Bowl and playing against the last NFC East team that we hadn't played in a Super Bowl yet. Whether we would have won or lost, it also would have gotten us out of this hell of just not being able to get there. And so like even if we lost that game, I would have rather gone to that one and had it be done. And then we can move on and we can have the joke that we lost to all 4 NFC East teams in the Super Bowl. Okay, fine. I will take that. I would take that over this. This is hell. I can't take this anymore.
I do have to give Buffalo some credit in this. They were playing in a short week.
Yeah.
They had to fly across the country
to
play the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
So the fact that they did, and last week Josh Allen got absolutely destroyed.
Well, this is why I was so in his corner at the beginning of the game, because he had just shown himself to be Atlas, because he had just stood up after taking shot after shot after shot after shot after shot, and he kept getting up. That's everything I love in a human, in a man, in a superhero, in a athlete, is you take the shot and you get up again and you don't stay down. And I was so in his corner at the beginning of this game, and then in one play he literally threw it all away. And so we can debate if Brandon Cooks was down by contact. He wasn't. We can debate if he had caught the ball. He didn't. That ball is so very clearly sitting on his chest. And he might have a hand on it, but he does not have possession. Talk to Des Bryant about what is a catch, okay? Because, like, that is not a catch, my dude. That's a live ball. You have to cover up on that. Like, there is... If you're angry at anybody, be angry at Josh. And if you need to be angry at anybody else, be angry at Brandon Cooks for not getting the ball in. Be angry at Brandon Beane for not getting us a decent receiver who can catch that ball and fight off the guy because he's 6'6" and is able to box out against someone like that. And be angry at Brady for calling a dumb shit play that went for a post route instead of a mid-range shot. Those are the people to be mad at, not the refs.
I'm telling you right now, if the Bills, they have an opportunity here. Get rid of Brady, first off.
Oh, my God. Get him out of here.
They need to do a full court press to get
McDaniel. We need McDaniel.
He knows the defenses of everyone in your division.
Yes.
He's a great offensive mind.
Yes.
He knows your players.
Yes.
Because he studied them.
Yes.
It's like, dude,
and
this is your
Can you imagine what he could do with Allen instead of Tua?
Oh, my God.
With Allen instead of fucking Tua.
Yeah.
And my God, Bean... I don't fucking care if you have to take 3 wide receivers in the draft. We need a 1.
Yes.
All right. I love Shakir. He is Wes Welker. We need a Randy Moss. Okay?
I think there is one that will be able to get a hold of because they're rebooting the team, Arizona. You should go after Marvin Harrison Jr.
I've been thinking about taking Harrison Jr.
Drop a first rounder.
Put him first in him.
Proved himself yet.
He hasn't proved himself yet, but he has all of the qualities that we're looking for, and he has.
He hasn't had a quarterback.
He's had Kyler Murray.
He sucks.
He's
probably not even going to be a starter in this league ever again.
I think he's going to get a starting job with the Jets or the Dolphins.
I don't know, because I see him like Russell Wilson. I think other teams will see him. It's like, okay, here's this guy who had signs of greatness, but he's way too short for the position.
Yeah.
And he's older now, and he's coming off of injuries. It ain't going to work.
Yeah.
He's a backup. Yeah. I would be shocked. And he also has issues with him not studying.
Being dedicated.
Being dedicated.
Well, he also, he has that notorious thing that, if you will, the Kawhi Leonard approach, where he gets injured, and then he seems to be injured forever. Yeah, no, I just we need a receiver. Uh-huh. We need a better offensive mind. You know how I know we need a better offensive mind? Because Tony Romo keeps on talking about how brilliant Joe Brady is. I think that's the most damning thing possible. I agree with you. That's like Chris Collinsworth being like, oh man, I want to get all over this guy's junk and just enjoy it all night long. It's like, okay, let's calm down.
Brady's terrible.
He's awful. You know how many teams he's cycled through?
Oh, a ton.
He's terrible. You know why he's anywhere near decent? Because he has Josh Allen. That's the only reason he's anywhere near decent.
And the rushing leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has two bona fide weapons. Get rid of Joe Brady.
Yes.
Get rid of Babbage. I'm begging you, get rid of Babbage. I don't know what he does here. You can't fire McDermott because this wasn't his fault. He didn't make this happen. He'd made all the right decisions in the postseason.
Yeah.
And as bad as he's been in the regular season, I can't imagine them getting rid of him, especially because the fan base isn't calling for it. Yeah. If the fan base were like Pittsburgh, very vocally calling for it, I could see there being a mutual parting of ways. But with how things went leading into the postseason, where we had that Jets game, where there was a lot of emotion, and then we had this big win against the Jaguars, and then we had this kind of collapse against the Broncos, which, coming into it, I was like, we're injured, and we don't have any players around Josh, and, if it just doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But, at the same time, it's devastating to have this be the end of the season, because it's just the PI at the end of the game, they gave us one. The first toss to Cortland Sutton was also PI.
Yeah.
And they didn't call it because they said, oh, it's mutual hand fighting. But it was PI. The second one, 100% pass interference. The third one, also pass interference. Trey, you get there early.
Yeah.
And you don't stop. You run into them because you don't stop. You don't slow down. You run full speed, and then you get there early and you hit them. That's pass interference, my dude.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
And when you're that far out and you see the wide receiver slow down, turn and jump.
Yes.
Because the ball is coming.
The ball's coming.
Because the wide receiver does not slow down and stop unless the ball's coming.
No. The moment the receiver seems like he's doing anything different, start turning around.
I agree.
I have never played professional football. I've never even come close to playing professional football. I'm deeply afraid of pain. I'm okay with being afraid of pain. These things I understand about myself. What the actual fuck, guys? It's absolutely maddening. It's just what it really is just that it's one play. It's one play that damned us. And it wasn't like a gutsy move that could have worked out. It was a bonehead, unnecessary, deeply traumatizing to the team play that fully shut us down and made us have to hard reset. And it's just so dude, what? I know he's broken up about it, and I know he feels bad, and I know he's taking it for his own he should. It was his fault. He did it. No one told him to do that. No one told him to do that except for the little demon on his shoulder who was like, it'll be fun. Someone will be there. No one is there. And you're going to throw away the entire season and a year where we only have to beat children to get there. Mm-hmm. And you threw it all away. And now the worst The worst.
Oh, and I added insult to injury last night at the end.
Bo Nix has broken his ankle on the last play of the fucking game. And so now I have to root for Houston, who I've come to very much dislike because I feel like they stole all of our flavor.
Yep.
They took our color scheme. They took the fact that we're a horned ungulate. They have a minotaur mascot like we do. Mm-hmm. They took all of our everything, and then they gave themselves a stupid name. And
but in reality, even though they have the best defense, Houston, they have one of the best defenses. Their offense is terrible.
Their offense is led by a child.
So for those of you who know, folks, there's not many things in this world Alfred hates more than the New England Patriots. So after the game last night, and I saw that Bo Nix broke his ankle, I'm like, oh no. And I texted Al saying, your worst fears just came true, because the only thing that's standing between the Patriots and the Super Bowl is a crappy Houston offense and Stidham.
Yeah.
For Denver. It's
a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
The Patriots are going to make it again before we do. It's a fucking nightmare. I have decided. This is, in my mind, unalterable canon. When I was growing up, I love the color green. It's my favorite color. Mm. I really wanted to like the Eagles because I thought they had a cool helmet logo. Mm. I thought they were really cool. They had the green. Nobody else had that color green really in the NFL. They weren't the Giants, and they weren't Washington, and they weren't Dallas. So they weren't on the hit list of like, we can't allow these teams in our house.
Yeah.
So like, oh, cool, the Eagles. I could like the Eagles. Donovan McNabb. I like Donovan McNabb. He's a cool guy. He got booed at the draft and didn't care. He's a cool guy. And my dad was like, don't be an Eagles fan. Philadelphia fans
are the worst.
The worst. They are the worst fan base across the board, across all sports. They are the worst.
Good human beings outside of the sports arenas, but once they get in there, they are the worst humans in the sporting arenas.
Until now. Bostonians are the worst, the most intolerable, intolerant, awful, terrible fan base across all of their sports. They are so entitled. They're such garbage human beings who talk about how long it's been since they've been there. It's been 3 fucking years. Be a human being. I was in Azkaban for 17 fucking years. 17 fucking years, and you're like, we're back. Oh, baby, it's been 3 years. Didn't you miss us? No, I didn't fucking miss you.
There's a difference between them being douchey and people throwing batteries at Santa Claus and dumping beers on little kids, which they do in Philadelphia Stadium.
They do, but
so that's the big. One might be douchey, but one is like pure evil.
Here's my thing: ask any black athlete who's gone into Boston.
Oh yeah,
what their experience has been. But this is my point, Steven.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything about them being horrible.
They're the worst. They're writ large, all sports, the worst people. I cannot stand Bostonians.
Philadelphia still. I'm
going to listen. Philadelphia, they do shit like climb flagpoles and cheer for fucking Michael Irvin getting injured. You know, okay, not great. These fucking assholes who have been given everything. They are the Nepo babies of the sports world. They've been given everything. And they still are like, oh, the Red Sox are cursed. No, you're fucking not. You won 3 titles. Get the fuck out of here. Stop talking like your team has been terrible forever. It's been bad for 3 years. You fucking baby. You fucking child. Oh, boo. I haven't made it to the Super Bowl since 2019. Oh, my God. This is the worst. Oh, no. You are children.
This is the best.
You didn't know what you had. How did you not know what you had when every team was winning titles and you're just sitting back like, oh yeah, we're so cool. And now you have none of that for like 3 years. And you're like, oh God, we're finally back in the playoffs, baby. And you have these assholes making fucking videos at halftime being like, yeah, Buffalo, we took everything from you. We ripped your heart out. Oh, no. And then we beat you. And then we beat your ass. And I was ready to do it again. I was ready for this. I was looking at Houston and I was looking at Denver and I was saying it was going to be us. We're going to have to be the ones to stop them. And we could have. But fucking Josh had to throw the whole thing away.
Moments like this that I wish we had video recording, because if you could have seen what I just saw, the animation was just mesmerizing. It was the best. One of the best rants. That is up there with the Spider-Man Homecoming rant.
Oh my god.
That's up there.
I'm so mad.
I can tell.
I'm so mad.
Okay.
So that's what I watched.
We ready for a little palate cleanser?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So I will need to start with, I am in love with the update they had to Animal Crossing.
Yes.
In fact, I currently have my Switch 2 sitting on the table while Kelly is visiting my
Yes.
island and giving me stuff.
Yeah, she's dropping off packages.
Switch 2 and Animal Crossing, love it. Absolutely love it. It is the best. I am totally addicted again. I'm 100% back into Animal Crossing. I think about it every day. I have to get up. I have to water my plants. I have to pick my tomatoes. I have to pick my... it's ingrained in my brain again. And it's kind of a disease.
Sorry, I'm in post-crash out.
I know
my
you're
brain
post-crash
is
out.
like fogged out now.
But I love Animal Crossing's update. It's awesome. So I want to talk about two movies. I kind of had a... Lately, movies and TV have been so bad, and we talked about this last week, that I wanted to kind of touch base with some greatness.
Yes.
So the other night, out of just pure happenstance, I was going through Disney Plus, and I came across Prey.
Oh my god, I'm so close
for the
to
first time in a while.
I've been looking at Blu-ray copies because I want to get rid of Hulu, and I'm just like,
Well, for the first time in a while, I watched Prey again.
Yeah.
God, I love that.
It's such a good
It's such a good movie, and it's a tight hour and 47 minutes.
It's not long.
No, it doesn't overstay its welcome. So good.
And it moves along at a good clip.
Yes.
It never feels like we're stuck in some part of the story.
I forgot about that to the point where there was a point where I'm like, oh, they're going to transition to another part. No, it just transitioned to the finale.
It just goes, yeah.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I was just sitting there. I actually watched it in bed. It was a weird night where I got home from, I started bowling again. I got home from bowling. And Audrey and the kids had crashed downstairs on the big air mattress. Because Ethan wasn't feeling good, Audrey wasn't feeling good, so they all just crashed. So I went up and I was just laying in my bed. I'm like, all right, I'm in here by myself. And I just pulled out my phone and I watched Prey on my phone. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I wish it was on a bigger screen, but I enjoyed it.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. And it was so good. And the performances are great. And I really am blown away by how... Some of the CG of the animals, not the best, but you know what? After watching Indian films or whatnot, you're like, okay, I get it. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be great.
The bear is passable.
It's passable.
It's not amazing.
Yeah.
But I've also I love RRR, but some of those animals in that Stampede, you're like, okay, all right.
Yeah. But it was great. It was great, and I loved it. And so I'm like, you know what? I need to start watching some more of my older movies because, once again, I have this massive library now, and there's some movies that I have not seen in years, quite literally. And so I was planning a Friday movie night with the kids like we like to do or Saturday night movie night. And I just happened to come across a little clip from someone made this thing on YouTube about Andy Serkis and how we wouldn't have had a lot of the greatness with Gollum if it wasn't from that initial audition, which they had the audition tape and all that. And so they showed a scene from, I believe it was War of the Planet of the Apes. So I'm like, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I said to my kids, I'm like, let me show you a trailer.
Yeah,
I think we want to see it. They loved it. And I'm like, oh, they only get better. But I'm watching it. So last night we watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And once again, some of the CGI, you forget how old that movie is. Yeah. It's up there.
I think it's 2011, 2012.
Yeah, we're hitting, we're getting close to the 15, 16 year mark on that. Some of the CGI, not the greatest, especially the younger, the baby.
The baby monkeys have always been trouble.
It definitely gets better as it goes along, as they age. But just watching that movie again, I forgot how great. I know they made a fourth one, but I'm going to call this the Caesar trilogy.
Yes.
The Caesar trilogy is one of the greatest trilogies in the history of cinema.
Well, that's the thing, is that the fourth one is great because
it's awesome.
Because the first three are great. Yeah. Because the first three are so good, the fourth one is good because, unlike Homecoming, the way that it trails behind this nostalgia builds the story that they're telling as opposed to just being built out of the nostalgia. Yes. And so, no, I love the Apes movies. Oh my God, I love the Apes movies.
was trying to explain to my kids, like, unfortunately, my kids don't learn a lot in school because modern schools suck. But they didn't know what Alzheimer's was. So I'd explain them mainly my son, what Alzheimer's disease was. And watching John Lithgow, man, he was so good.
He's so good.
He's so, like, even Franco wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And Franco's not the best actor.
No, Franco plays himself.
Yeah, but he wasn't bad in this.
Yeah.
Like, he actually was passable as somebody who was being a serious adult.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's it. He was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude,
He's like everybody in that except for Lithgow. I think Lithgow and Andy Serkis are the two best parts of that movie. Yeah. I think everybody else is very okay. I love Draco Malfoy showing up. He's great in it. That's the best. I love it.
At one point, my daughter's like, wow, he's really bad. I'm like, yes, he is.
He's a really bad... Well, that was at the point where he had been typecast as a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was like, oh, we're just going to get the guy that plays Draco Malfoy to play Draco Malfoy against these monkeys.
But I agree with... My kids are kind of leaning towards he might be worse in this than he was as Draco Malfoy.
He's like an asshole.
He's a really bad person.
He has power and he abuses it. Yeah.
So that made his death just so great.
Yeah.
But no, that whole movie is so fucking good. Well, and I can't wait to watch the next one with them.
What I love about it is that you look at Marvel and you look at DC and you look at the way that they built out their sequels and cinematic universe. I prefer the pacing and style of the Apes movies.
Yes.
Where, like, I remember in the first one being like, when are we going to get to the Planet of the Apes part? Like, barely at the end. Yeah. Like, barely right at the end. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of that movie, is to lay all of the groundwork down. Right down to the monkeypox that wipes out most people. Like, it's everything.
And, like, there were a couple scenes, like, when he first gets sneezed on, I said to the kids, I'm like, you need to remember this moment.
Yeah.
And then when they briefly talk about the lost space mission, you got to remember this moment. Yeah. Like, I interwove those, and then at the end, they understood the disease part and why I told them, but then I had to explain the origin of because they've never heard
the
of
original Planet of the Apes.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, they don't really ever do anything with it. But
they haven't done anything with it yet.
Yes.
And so, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes did well enough that they might make another one. Or they might just come out and dust it off in a few years and be like, let's see if anybody will take this. But
they have to continue it with this space mission.
I think at this point, it's time.
Absolutely.
At this point, 5 is the perfect time to introduce a new non-Charlton Heston.
But they would need to get the right, not Marky Mark actor to play that character.
Yeah, it depends on how old you want. I can think of a few guys that look like they could be astronauts that might be a little on the old side, but like
that is
could
the thing.
Be good.
They would have to be in their 30s, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind someone like even like a Tom Hiddleston or something like that. You know,
that'd be pretty good. And then you have the nice duality of him in Kong Skull Island.
Yes.
And then him in Planet of the Apes 5.
I didn't even think about that. That's amazing.
But anyway, I love the Apes movies because of that almost crawling pace in terms of the universe building.
Yes.
It's like watching grass grow in 3 times speed. So it still takes a while, but you do see it progressing as it goes.
I agree.
And so when you get to 2, you're like, oh, I understand why we're starting where we are. And it feels so integrated into the end of the first one, and then the third one just continues to build on all of that.
The third one, that's what got me is I watched a couple YouTube shorts of the interactions between Caesar and Woody Harrelson. And God damn it.
They ended that movie where Woody Harrelson suffers the fall that his family had suffered. That was the reason he had been driven to such madness in the first place. And the look he has in his eyes is so like, oh shit. Like this is bigger than how most villains die. Most villains die by like, I'm thinking like Tarzan. You fall out of a tree and you're a shadow of a hanged man on a tree. Or Gaston being thrown from like so many Disney villains fall. This is like he dies, but it's like we see the trauma hit him before he dies. And just watching Woody Harrelson's eyes in that, where he's always had these magnetic eyes where they're either terrifying or stoner. Like, I feel like those are the 2 degrees that Woody Harrelson goes back and forth through, is like, I didn't really like the Hunger Games, so like, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the best parts of the Hunger Games.
Yeah, but like, I'm thinking like Zombieland.
Oh, yeah.
And then going back to Planet of the Apes, or like, he's kind of in the middle in No Country for Old Men, where he's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, it's... I would say this was his best cinematic acting. I still think True Detective. The season
I always forget that.
Best, like overall acting.
Yeah,
but like if you think about, like you're saying, a lot of his movie roles, he either plays kind of aloof or just kind of the stoner guy, or he does have the tragic, dramatic moment in Zombieland when you realize that you think he's talking about a puppy, but he's talking about a son that died, and that was big. But like this, you're right. Like he had some moments in that movie where he's just like you could see the pain and the hurt and the anger and just resentment towards the apes, and you're like, fuck.
Sidecar note. A neo-noir starring Woody Harrelson and Jeff Bridges in dual roles. So they both play cops who are partners, and they both play stoners. And the two people keep getting mistaken for each other throughout the course of the series of events. And so you have these cops who are tracking down these stoners who look exactly like them. And they keep getting confused for each other everywhere they go. I don't know. I just like seeing both these guys. Like we were going to talk about Tron Ares today.
That movie, we know.
Yeah, we watched Tron Ares for the show this week, which we're going to get to in a bit. And just every time Jeff Bridges would be like, "Yeah, man."
Oh God, I love it. Yep, you're like, dude, that's
the dude.
That's Flynn, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, I love the Apes movies.
It's so great, and I look forward to watching the next ones with my son. So, transitioning though.
Yes.
You have just given us a good segue.
Yes.
Let us move on, and we are going to talk about our movie of the week.
Oh boy!
We finally watched Tron Ares.
Yeah.
One of my most anticipated movies.
The first trailer got me.
Oh, the first trailer.
It grabbed me by the lapels and was like, "Pay attention."
Yes.
I didn't really need to pay attention.
No. And I'm gonna start with my grade and exactly what I text to you. I'm gonna say in the microphone. I give it a D.
Yes.
I loved the special effects and I liked the story. The only problem with the movie was the directing, the acting. And I mean, pretty much everything else was terrible. And Jared Leto.
Yeah, it's a D- for me. I can't give it a full fail because there were elements of it that I did enjoy, but it's really bad. It's the thing. So I think the biggest thing for me was when, and granted, I want to put this up top. I've been in a fucking terrible mood. The Bills game was only part of it. There'd been other things, other catalyzing events. I've been in a terrible mood. And so coming into this movie, I was like, shit, I gotta watch Tron. And so I'm sitting here, and within the first 20 minutes, me and Kelly just keep pausing it and looking at each other and being like, so wait, what? Explain this to me again, because I can't be hearing you correctly. So you have these two rival video game companies, and now they've both gone into the weapons industry?
Yeah.
But they also still make video games.
And they 3D print humanoids.
With nothing. From nothing.
Yeah.
And with no explanation where the matter comes from, what it's made out of.
And, like, here's the thing that drives me nuts. Is instead of just doing so we're going to do a reverse digitizing.
Yes.
Like they did in the first Tron.
Yeah.
They are going to make it look like when you 3D print something and it's all the plastic around it and they have to break out of that. It's like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I didn't mind that. I just wanted a throwaway line that explained where the matter came from. I would have taken a vat. Yeah. If there's just a vat attached to the device
of carbon
or something. Just give me something. You have so many stupid MacGuffins in this movie. Yeah. Give me something. I understand why they have like the art, because they really did make it like 3D printing. But as I told Kelly, 3D printers still make stuff out of things.
Yes.
It's not just magically here. It's not just lasers. We are too old for computers are magic.
Yeah.
You cannot have the answer be, but computers are magic. No! We're so far past that now.
Yes.
We can't go back to computers or magic.
Getting to the very beginning. So the film automatically starts at a bad grade because they do the cardinal sin of they have a montage in the beginning of the movie explaining what's going on and explaining away the characters from the previous movie.
That we actually cared about in the last movie.
And so you're like,
who are relevant to this movie.
Yes.
And should be here.
Very relevant.
But aren't.
No.
Mysteriously and weirdly not here.
Yeah.
On Earth, pointedly on Earth we find out, but not here. So we start with this montage, and then we meet Evan Peters.
Yeah.
And he's doing the whole I'm a cool billionaire tech guy who keeps on complimenting how cool he is thing. And I'm just like, this writing sucks.
Yeah.
This writing is terrible.
And then his mother is Gillian fucking Anderson for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck?
What is happening?
Wasted a great
That
actor.
was the thing, is I'm looking at this cast list come up over this montage, and I'm like, this is a good cast. With the exception of Jared Leto, this is a good cast.
Yeah.
You have good pieces here, but it's... What's the plan? The plan is no plan. None plan.
Yeah.
And so we have Evan Peters gives this whole demonstration. There's this really cool moment that I did like at the beginning. I jokingly said this is what hackers think patching looks like when they're writing code, which is that when he's creating Ares,
yes,
we see Ares fighting these guys getting smarter and smarter. And so I'm like, I like that. That's a fun, like, inner splice of, like, Ares born, Ares being killed, code update.
Kind of
Ares born.
Ares.
Exactly. So we see the progression of Ares coming to form.
Yes.
Then we have this stupid presentation that Evan Peters gives. And this was the moment I was like, do we still make video games?
Yeah.
We made video. This was a company. You just told us that this was a company that made video games. Very specifically, you told us that this was a company that made electronics and video games. And so when did we get into the weapons industry? That's interesting. I don't know how that really transferred. I guess if you could have the guys that make Doom actually make you the BFG, I guess the military would be interested in that. You're not wrong.
The funny thing is that his company is making weapons, and Encom is trying to make, like, medicines and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've become this philanthropy instead of making video games. Like you said, it's like...
But they still make video games.
They still make video games.
And it's just like, so wait, hang on a second. I'm confused. I don't understand how we got from point A to point B. There's also this moment where we're introduced to Eve, because, of course, the mother's name is Eve.
Yeah.
The main female character's name is Eve. She is the mother of this new creation and everything that's going on. Oh, wow. This is the most stupid, trite, once-over script I've ever seen. So Eve is now the head of Encom. And Eve has this whole thing where she talks about, like, some people might be afraid of what this technology can do, but I'm not, because I think it can really benefit us in all these ways. And then later on in the movie, she says that Dillinger is bad because he'll do anything to get to the ends that he wants. I'm like, you said that, though.
Yeah.
You said that you were willing to play with this bad technology to get to the ends that you want. Yeah. And this isn't like a lesson moment where you pause and you say, oh, maybe I would. No. The very thing that you're saying makes him evil is the thing that you've also committed to.
Well, and that is my least... When I say bad writing, I don't have anything against the actress.
No.
That played the lead.
The actors couldn't have done anything with this.
Her character was written so bad.
Yeah.
And then they had to put in that, like Disney and Marvel likes to do now. They're like, we got to put in some kind of something emotional. So, her sister died of cancer, and now she thinks about it.
And she's never gotten over it.
It's like, dude, this was so horribly written that it made my brain melt.
Oh, let's talk about the sister, because the next thing after the weapons showcase, where it ends with Ares realizing what water is, and predicting how much rain there will be, it's not right. Pointedly, he says there's going to be 2 inches, then everybody walks outside and it has stopped raining.
Yeah.
And we know how long it takes because Ares can only be on Earth for 30 minutes at the most.
29 minutes.
And so...
Rich, 29
minutes. What are you fucking doing?
30,
29 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, you douchebag.
We meet Eve, and Eve is on the side of a mountain hacking into the grid so she can go to her sister's secret Alaskan mountainside lab that looks like it's somewhere in Antarctica but is actually in Alaska, and it has all of Flynn's old stuff, and she brought along this idiot who won't stop talking.
Yeah, and it is frozen solid, but everything still works flawlessly.
Yes.
Like, it's all covered in snow and ice.
Yeah. It's just like a plastic... There's almost nothing to this structure.
Yeah.
but everything is covered in plastic, so it's fine.
It's 40-year-old technology because it is floppy disks.
Oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite thing, Steve, is that they reference floppy disks, and they're like, oh, we gotta go through all these floppies. And then, like, in 10 minutes, I don't know how long, I guess it's been, like, a few days, because the guy's like, I've eaten exactly 40 burritos. Can you believe I ate 40 burritos?
Like, you have an idiot that doesn't know how to write a script, and it's like, if I have a computer hacker or computer genius, what do they eat? Burritos in the microwave.
And then it's all he talks about. I started calling him Burrito because he didn't add anything to the plot, and I was just left being like, why is this guy here? He's not funny. He's not interesting. He's annoying. What is his job? Is he her assistant? What is his job? I don't understand what his job is.
Exactly. Is he a love interest?
What is he doing? I don't get it. So he's just a hanger-on, and Eve is going through these floppy disks, and she's like, I found it. And the MacGuffin, the permanence matrix, which is like, what the as soon as Evan Peters was like, I just need to find the permanence matrix and everything will be fine. I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is really bad. So she finds the permanence matrix, which Flynn, I guess, wrote back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was a double helix before we had cracked the human genome.
The human genome, exactly.
So Flynn knew about double helix DNA strands and used it to create a new technology that could be stored on floppy disks. And this is the central premise of our story.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So what do? They go out and they grow an orange tree in the middle of Alaska on this rig that was also there.
Yeah.
It's just been there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? Why the fuck would this thing be here?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I found it, Tess. You were so... Like, no, she clearly... This didn't seem like it took too long. So what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? What is this? What is this?
And like you said about wanting to know what the shit is built out of, okay, how did they make this living, breathing tree with oranges you can eat and juice? What did they make it out of?
Yeah. No,
Where
seriously. Where did the matter come from?
Yes.
Matter cannot be created or destroyed. It comes from something.
Yes.
So where did it come from? Like, this is basic, super early physics. I know it. That's how basic it is. I don't know physics. I don't fucking care about physics, and I know this shit. Anybody who's watched Full Metal Alchemist knows this shit. Like,
and it's not like they can say, oh, like with Ares and all the weaponry, oh, we just pulled it from the grid. This is an orange tree. You didn't pull the orange tree from the fucking grid.
No.
So where the fuck are you
getting this from? And also, it turns out later on we find out that you can also take things back to the grid.
Yeah.
And their physical forms just disappear.
Yep.
They're just gone. And I'm just like, where did it go? It's gone. And I'm like, what? How? So, which brings me to my next point. So if you can put someone in the computer and then print someone in a location.
Yes.
You didn't invent a weapon. You invented teleportation.
Yes.
That's not part of the plot. Nobody talks about that, which would be way more useful than developing weapons for the military that only have a 30-minute shelf life. This plot, I'm convinced, was written by an AI.
It's so dumb.
This was one person with an AI, and they said, hey, you know what? This is a movie about AI. Let's have AI write it, too. Yeah. And so you just have one guy writing this with AI, and he's just plunking away and putting things in and seeing what the AI spits back out, and he's like, I'm going to put a funny line in here. Now, I need a scene where blah, 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 blah happens. It's so... The writing in this movie is so bad.
It's laughably bad.
Like, I looked at Kelly, and I said... I'm not saying Jared Leto isn't the problem. I'm saying he's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem in this movie is the script.
The script is horrible.
The script is terrible.
The direction is terrible.
The direction is worse. Oh my God. The moment I got so mad. So there's a moment where they're in the frozen camp.
Yes.
And Eve boots up the screen. And we see this screen. And now we go through the screen. And we go through the computer. And now... I'm thinking, okay, so we're going into the grid. No, we're going to Evan Peters' presentation, which is still going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck kind of transition was that?
It was a terrible transition.
What the fucking hell is this nonsense, man? Like, the writing in this and the directing and the editing is so bad. I think one of the guys at the very end that Jared Leto is fighting just disappears. I think that he only takes out one of them, and then Athena is there, and there's supposed to be another guy, and he's just gone when we cut back to them. Yeah, let's talk about it.
I don't know what kind of a person... Well, before we talk about Leto, I don't know what kind of a person Jodie Turner-Smith is.
Athena.
Played Athena.
Yeah.
She needs to sue Disney.
For doing a terrible job
to
for
go
her.
from Acolyte to this. Because she was the mother in Acolyte. She was the lead witch.
Ooh.
To go from that to this.
Get out of the stable. It's bad.
She needs to run from this fucking company.
Yeah.
Because she was terrible in this too.
No one could be good in this movie. There's, you have some really good actors. No one could be good in this movie.
The only one who was good was Bridges, who
because he just had to play himself.
He was in it for 2 minutes playing himself.
Yeah.
There's a scene that bothers me, and I want to save Leto. That's going to take a while.
Yeah.
The finale.
Uh-huh.
She still doesn't have permanence.
Yeah.
So she has 29 minutes.
Yeah. All that happens in 29 minutes.
Print her.
Uh-huh.
She kills the mother.
Uh-huh.
Prints out the
airship,
which has got to take time.
Yeah.
Prints out people to fight with her in ships.
Uh-huh.
Gets in the airship.
Uh-huh.
Flies quite a distance to the city.
Uh-huh.
Gets in a massive fight. It had to have been an hour
At
to
least.
2 hours.
There's no way it was under 30 minutes.
And I'm watching this, looking at my watch going, what in the fuck is going on?
You guys set the timer.
At
no one
29
told
minutes.
you to set the timer. You did that all on your own.
Yeah.
And then you can't even hold your own timer?
That is by far, out of all the bad things in this movie, that is the most unforgivable because there is no way to talk it away. There's no way to say, oh, well, nope. Just the fact of her coming to life, killing the mother, there, 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes in that.
At least
5 minutes. Printing out the thing. At least another 10 to 15 minutes just to print out this massive airship on top of the other things, the flying ships with the guys that are piloting them. I mean, we're talking 29 minutes just there.
And it wasn't exactly fast.
No!
It was
a slow printing process.
Well, no, I'm saying okay, so let's say, because of the way that we see it cut in the movie, let's say that it takes about 5 to 10 minutes for all of it to happen.
Yes.
For her to be printed by herself, kill Gillian Anderson, and then start printing this big airship and have it be complete. Let's be super generous and say it takes 7 minutes, okay? So now we're down to about 22 minutes. She gets in this airship and she flies off with these 2 drones, which aren't drones, by the way, because they have other drones, but the programs themselves would also be drones by the nature of what a drone is. So I don't know how you also have drones. Anyway, you can tell that this was written by an idiot with a computer. We see several jets, fighter jets, come up and attack her. We see them going at speed.
Yeah.
She's going so slow.
So slow.
So slow.
So slow.
And so the idea that she's going to fly across the bay to the city and have any more than maybe 10 minutes to accomplish this mission is insane.
No, that finale was ridiculous.
And then while she's in the city, it's another 20 minutes on its own.
Easy.
So it's so she got to the city after being printed within 9 minutes.
Yep.
No, that didn't happen.
It's ridiculous.
That didn't happen.
And it was at that point, I'm okay, the finale could potentially salvage some of this movie.
Yeah.
It made it worse.
I wanted to like the last fight, but it wasn't any good. It just wasn't
Leto
any good.
Sucks.
Leto is a terrible actor.
We gotta go on to Leto. Leto fucking sucks.
Again,
he's terrible.
Nobody can save this. There's no one who can give the soliloquy about Depeche Mode that he gives twice in this movie. Twice in this movie. There's no one. You could get Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling couldn't do shit with this dialogue. No one could do anything with this dialogue. It is so bad. The dialogue is awful, top to bottom. If it's not super redundant and cliche, it's so stupid. So astronomically stupid that at one point, Jared Leto becomes speechless trying to phrase his thoughts on Depeche Mode when he's talking to God also known as the dude, also known as Flynn.
Yeah.
And, like, when Flynn showed up, when we got to old 80s, that was another thing that drove me crazy, is that Ares is Pinocchio, right? He just wants to be a real boy. And for some reason, something about water and understanding the chemical composition of water wakes these people up and makes them go rogue. I don't get it, but it happens twice in the movie, so we have to assume that has something to do with it. It's never talked about. It's never even referenced, but it definitely happens twice. Leto wants to be a real boy. And so now his whole mission is about being a real boy, and he got really upset that his daddy said he was expendable, even though he's a program that can be reprinted anytime he needs. Oh no, oh woo, oh woo, oh woo, I want to be a real boy daddy. And I'm not kidding, that's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the entire movie.
That's
is Jared Leto complaining to people about how he wants to be a real boy, and people being like, but you're a program, and him being like, but I want to be a real boy. And for no reason, because he saw Rain once, and I guess he loves the 80s because he fucking loves the 80s.
Oh my God.
And he talks all the time about how much he loves the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God.
Dude,
this
so
is
bad.
Insane. What is happening? Can we have Sam back? I really like Sam. I thought Sam was fun.
I just need Disney to stop touching things I love, because they did it with Willow. They did it with Tron. Where it's like, oh, we have this. Let's do the worst possible adaptation of a property that is beloved by millions and very core group. Because once again, this movie, what I got from it is they were looking to try to take a property of theirs and make it for modern audiences. That's what I gauged. And it's like, dude.
Yeah.
No.
And like do the bare minimum to attach it to the rest of the universe, but also have it be about AI and phones and getting off the grid and getting unattached from technology. Like, oh my God, could you be any more trite and veiled and shallow about this whole thing?
And you don't have to force it. It's been about AI since the very first fucking movie.
Nobody, like, you guys suck. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how in the movie they've kept Flynn's office the same. And it's in this big glass box. And it just says outside, Flynn's office. And you're like, okay, cool. You know what we also see? What happened to Flynn's arcade? Which is that it was left in ruin.
Yeah.
Ruin. So Jared Leto could get printed out there. And I'm just left being like, so you kept his office exactly the same, right down to the Rubik's Cube. But you couldn't buy the arcade and turn it into an arcade?
It's in ruin, but there's still enough power to run a fucking laser to reanimate
I'm just
Jared
saying,
Leto.
How much better would this be if the arcade was a functioning arcade that had kids in it, and it was like this really cool, hip place where the newest games were available before they were available in stores, and all of a sudden, Jared Leto gets printed out in the middle of it.
Yeah.
There's something there. But no. Instead, he gets printed out and he jumps on a motorcycle and he rides off.
And wouldn't it have been great if they would have just repurposed like that hidden area down below as the... Instead of going to Alaska, that's where she finds his shit.
Yeah.
And you know what? Flynn's apartment is kept in Flynn's apartment, and that's just where they hang out.
Yeah.
When they're not with fucking Hassan Minaj, who... His character, I just don't like. He's actually working on the next video game.
He's like actually working for the company.
I don't understand that whole part of that movie. It's like, why is that even
He does
there?
this weird thing where he's going to put on a cowboy hat and then his assistant takes it off right before he gets on stage.
Yeah.
Like, there's weird stuff supposed to be here. And you're like, what is going on? What's happening? And I like it. There were so many moments that's like, you have this really cool visual. And it's fully ruined by everything else going on around it. Yes. I like the idea of the actual robot drones, not the program drones, going out through the city and creating these light lines.
Yes.
It never comes up.
Nope.
I like that they have a light cycle chase through a city. It doesn't make sense because it doesn't need to happen. It truly doesn't make sense that it happens at all.
No reason to happen.
Because they have jetpacks. Mm-hmm. So why not just ride jetpacks instead of trying to cut through traffic? Well, because we have to have this chase with these light cycles, and the light cycles are going to be running the whole time. No. Sometimes, sure, but not all the time. Is anything going to happen? Well, one car is going to flip over and someone definitely died in the accident, but no, that's going to be really about it. That's like the only thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Cool. So nothing matters. There's no conflict. There's no resolution. There's just nothing.
Yeah.
And then my own personal favorite, when we do go, we establish extremely late in the story that we can at any time scan people into the grid.
Yes.
A thing that definitely should have come up at some point earlier. During that sequence, I get it. Everything is squares, right? Including the water. The water is squares. Okay, cool. When you have square droplets falling on the camera, it doesn't look like water on the lens. It looks like my TV is downshifting from HD to standard.
Yep.
I turned to Kelly and I was like, "It's not a bug. It's the thing. That's not a bug. That's what they wanted it to look like. You wanted this to look like shit. What the fuck are you thinking? Like, there's like a few cool sequences in the entire movie, but by and large, this sucks, man."
Yeah. One of the things that made me so mad is the thing I've been preaching is they need to go back and re-edit Tron Legacy.
Please.
The de-aging parts.
Please.
There was a scene of a de-aged Jeff Bridges in this, which was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is proof that you can do this
You
shit.
can do it.
Go re-edit that. They're not going to do it now because this bombed.
Yeah.
I love what you said about, and I agree with you, that the whole storyline about them creating weapons is dumb as shit.
Yeah.
When, in reality, the number one thing we're most afraid of nowadays is cyber warfare. So you can't tell me a better story would be having them digitize people, putting them in the grid who are hackers, and going through
That would have been cooler.
the internet, everything taking place on the grid.
Because those were the best moments in the entire movie.
Yes.
Was when it was like, oh, they're hacking. And instead of it being do like fucking 90s hacking, it's like a little bit of that. But then you see these cyber warriors going in
Yes.
and getting into these fights.
Exactly.
Also, why did you hire Cameron Monaghan for like this weird cameo
Yeah,
and then
that
he's
was
killed and never
weird.
brought up again?
I don't get it.
That. But like, I that would have been so much cooler. Is like, oh, we're going to send SEAL Team 6 into the server.
Yeah.
And they're going to go get the data hardline.
Yes.
Okay, this is something. This is interesting.
And have each country have a connection to the grid.
Yeah.
And then have it just be this like cyber world war or something. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No, they did something dumb.
No.
And I did see a video, and it was so sad. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel bad for him because I think Leto's a douchebag also, and he's also a terrible human being.
Yeah.
He went to, you know how the big thing now, they'll send an actor on the opening day to a movie to go to a theater and say hi to people.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes to this like 300 seat, there's maybe 40 people there.
Yeah.
He's like, hey everyone, just thank you. And they do the pan and there's nothing. And then all of a sudden a few people up here. I'm like, oh, that's gotta be the worst.
Like, what? I have so many questions for the producers of this movie because all of the decisions at the end of the day come back to them.
Yes.
This isn't some Spielberg that has like full carte blanche to do whatever he wants. This is some guy I've never heard of before. Yeah. And so you know that the producers had to have some level of control over the production of what was happening in terms of what the story was going to be, in terms of the editing. The directorial choices we can't take into account here, but like producer-wise, what the fuck? And especially when it comes to casting Jared Leto for a Disney project? Dude. What are you fucking thinking?
I know supposedly this has been in the works with him for years, but you got to cut the cord at some point.
Yeah.
You got to understand how just awful he is.
Yeah. No, he has not done anything in the last 8 years to re-endure himself to society. We all see him as the asshole from Suicide Squad. You know, I look at his Oscar and I'm like, my first thought is he would never get that. If Dallas Buyers Club came out this year, it's not getting nominated for an Oscar, and Jared Leto certainly isn't winning for it. Yeah. If anything, people are denouncing it and saying that it's tone deaf. And so, like, I look at Jared Leto and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Possibly why? Like, first off, I don't know what Garrett Hedlund is doing, but if he doesn't want to come back, you can just recast Sam.
Garrett Hedlund right now is playing a part on that show Tulsa, the one with Sylvester Stallone. So you can't tell me he wouldn't be like, yeah,
Yeah, I'll take Disney
Yeah, I'll
money.
take a fucking Disney movie. Put me back in, man.
Yeah.
You know, Sam Worthington did that with Avatar.
Exactly.
He ain't doing shit and fucking making...
And they're about decent actors in the same regard.
Yeah.
Like, they're right at the same level.
Yeah.
As, like, sometimes they do good. Sometimes it is just, like, CW white boy right down the line.
And also, Olivia Wilde ain't doing shit.
Oh, my God. The fact that they bought her likeness so that they could stick it in at the
picture,
end of the movie. And I'm just sitting here like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude.
So we are going to recognize that those characters not only exist, but are somewhere in this world.
Yep.
But that has nothing to do with the plot. It's never going to come up except as an Easter egg for other people who have seen the previous movies to get. And it's going to have no impact on any of the story or characters. Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
And you get rid of the main lead by saying, oh, he gave up his ownership for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give a reason. He's just like, he just stepped away.
He just stepped down.
Dude,
okay, did he step down
lazy.
because he had a digital girlfriend that he made real and he didn't want people to ask too many questions?
Yeah.
He just wanted to get off the grid? Was it because of, like, he learned some lesson in his time in the computer? Was it that he could read the tea leaves and saw where things were going?
But that's the thing is, I thought he learned his lesson and that led him to want to take over the company again.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you just fucking shit on that whole thing?
The end of that movie just means nothing. Except that it still means something because Olivia Wilde is still integral to the plot of this movie because she is the showing that we can do it, that you can take a digital person and put them into the real world and have them exist. But it's not going to come up ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure? But are you sure?
And what I also don't like is they make... Okay, so the resonance code does not make you human.
No.
You're still this computer program in a humanoid form, but you're still a robot.
Yeah.
But they make Jared Leto look like he's gotten a haircut and the tips colored and he's got a tan. It's like, none of that shit
changed out of his cyber suit.
Yeah, none of that happens. You are still a fucking computer code. You are an android. You're like Data.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't, like, that's
but now he
thing.
can go to Depeche Mode concerts, Steve, and be in awe at Depeche Mode. Wow.
That's fucking dumb.
It's so, how did it come up so many times? How was it that the writers thought this is the thing that's going to make it so that people see him as human? His love of Depeche Mode.
Well, if this is anything, the screenplay and the story were both written by Jesse Wigatow. And the last thing he did, he was a producer on Daredevil Born Again. So
Disney has a stable. I'm telling you, we are back.
A stable of shit.
We are back in the studio industry. The only difference between now and the golden age of the studio industry in the 1930s and 40s is that you aren't prevented from working for other companies. Otherwise, the studios have a stable of actors and producers and writers that they go to for projects. The same people get put on new projects. They get cycled to other projects. This is what Marvel does. They put someone on a project. They write most of it. Then Kevin Feige decides what parts he likes and fires the writer and brings in another guy to do another treatment on it. Decides what he likes, fires the guy, brings in another guy. Rinse and repeat. That's how Marvel's been doing things. That's how Star Wars is written by a lot of these things. Like, it's... terrible.
And this is the sad thing for me, someone who is a true diehard fan of Tron. This probably killed the franchise. Yeah. Which is...
it's hard to come back from it.
That's the most frustrating.
It's very hard to come back from this.
I would say if they decide they want to try to milk this property, they need to stick with an animated.
I got a better idea.
What's that?
Make a fucking video game!
Or a video game.
Make a fucking Battle Royale Tron video game.
Yep.
Get people interested in a Tron world.
Where you go into the grid.
Yes! Where you're just a guy in Tron doing all the Tron things. Where you play all the Tron games, but it's Tron.
Dude, that would be so awesome.
In 3D, not 80s 3D. Not I have to have glasses on 3D. In actual 3D. In 21st century technology. Just make Tron!
That'd be fucking awesome.
This is the easiest layup of all time! What do you fucking do? Stop with, like, animated TV shows. Stop with these big budget movies. Make Tron, give it a kick-ass soundtrack and great gameplay, and you're done. I'm out. That's it. That's all I needed. Establish a new world in Tron. If you want to have some mythology, bring in some people to write some mythology for Tron. Not the writers of this movie, though. And come up with a basis for this world where it makes sense that you have all these gladiatorial combats. Mix in stuff from Legacy. Mix in stuff from the original. Forget everything from Ares. just make Tron.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. You're not lying.
How is this so hard for you guys?
It really is shocking that they haven't. Because I'll be honest, when I was growing up in the 80s, they had a Tron arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. It was at Seabreeze. And I played that thing to death. I loved it.
Can you imagine?
That was the last big Tron game.
You can go through a bunch of different light cycles and customize them. And so you have the guy that has the fully retro block thing, but you also have guys with these tricked out light cycles that have these different color patterns, or when the light cycle starts, it turns into an animation of some kind, those old kaleidoscopes that you would spin. There's cool shit to do.
Like you said, you could do it as a battle royale. You could do it as a Wii Sports thing where each different event you can do. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
You can do a trading thing where you have a gladiator that you train up, and you have to be you can be proficient at various things, and that makes some of the games easier, some of the games harder. You're either a good pilot, so you can drive things really well, but you're not good at hand-to-hand combat. So when you get into hand-to-hand combat, you have to come up with other ways to account for your inabilities there.
Dude.
There's cool shit to do, and you're just not doing it.
That'd be amazing.
I don't get it. This is the easiest layup of all time.
Yeah.
This is like saying, I don't like Nazis. It's super easy. Just fucking say it.
Yeah. No, that would be amazing. I would buy that game. Buy the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that was a very spirited NerdPod Generations episode 179. I really hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if this is your first time listening to us, please go back and listen to our back catalog, and also make sure to subscribe to either the YouTube channel or to our podcast. Also, leave a like, and you can go to our website and leave us some feedback, because we do have on our last page, a way to email us directly and let us know what you think, or give us a topic you want us to talk about. Because we're always looking for something to talk about, especially week to week, because, we're getting mad with how things are currently being made, and a lot of things we don't want to watch. But we're getting there.
If Marvel pushes Wonder Man on me one more time, I'm gonna snap. I'm so mad.
Here's a spoiler, folks. We're not reviewing Wonder
I'm not watching it.
I'm not watching
You would have to actually pay me a not insignificant amount of money. Not $20, not $100, not $500, not $1,000, not $5,000, not $10,000, not $15,000. I'm talking six figures.
I would watch it for $1,000.
Maybe. But
I would be drunk out of my mind the whole time, but I would watch it.
See, I would see how high I could go.
You go, man.
Listen, if you want me to watch this shit, you better be paying me a lot of money.
Yeah.
My last note on Tron, the 9 Inch Nails album is good. It's not as good as Daft Punk.
Oh, Daft Punk still.
Daft Punk, way better.
It will come, I think, in the future, it will come out that people have underplayed Tron Legacy and how great it is.
I think so too.
Movie, soundtrack, everything.
I think so too.
Spectacular.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a cult classic.
So, Al, who does our artwork and our music?
Our art is by Kortney Howell. Our music is by Brendan Williams and James Connolly. I am Alfred Jutsum.
And I'm Steve Taylor.
I'm so tired.
Yes.
Texans, I swear to God, we can call everything even if you fucking win today. That's all I need you to fucking do. Get it done.
I don't think the game has started yet.
It won't start.
Not until it doesn't start until 3.
Yeah, it's going to
start
in about
folks. Well, next
30
week you'll hear our complaining and about everything.
Oh, God.
Well, depending on how the Bears game goes, too. But
yeah,
I don't have highest of expectations.
We're going to see how everything goes today.
All right, folks.
Week, friends and enemies.